Welcome, everyone, back to Ticket to Life. I hope that everyone is having a very wonderful and peaceful day. Well, you're probably not having a peaceful day if you're a new parent. And this is what this podcast is all about today. I'm your host, Henrie, and today we're going to talk about parenting. Some of you love it, some of you are pulling your hair out, but I promise it gets better. So, some of you all decided it's time to start a family. Or did you? Sometimes in life, we're not able to plan everything. We may have this wonderfully heated sexual encounter, and then 9 months later, you're a mommy and a daddy. What happened? Ah, ain't sex great? Although being a parent is great too. Be ready for yet another life-changing experience. You will be loving and caring for this little bundle for the rest of your life. Sounds a bit scary, huh? Actually, they will grow up and they're going to move away and hopefully be successful and take care of you, such as sending you on vacations, buying you dinners. Well, one can dream. Now, wasn't that quick? You just had sex, had a baby, and they have grown up and moved away. Would you believe it does happen that quick? In a blink of an eye, literally. Now, I must let you know that I am not a perfect parent and never claim to be and never will claim to be. Parenting is the opportunity for you to do things that you wish your parents would have done. It could be spending that extra time with you. It's our turn to tweak the parenting that we wish we could have had. We probably had some fabulous parents, but there was just something you wish, I wish we would have done this more. Just little things like have picnics in the backyard, having a game night, having a movie night, just something fun and different. Things like that. Now, some of us weren't allowed to do any of these things, but this is your chance to change it with your little one. Now, we do have to set limits on everything, and you, as the parent, get to do that. The first year of parenting is like, wow. You will want to do anything and everything to make everything, believe it or not, perfect for that little one. Although, again, we need to remember nothing's perfect. So, when a baby turns 6 months, get ready because by then they're scooting, they're crawling. Only on this planet for 6 months, and they're able to do that. Hopefully, they have all developed the skills where they need to be. So don't be questioning your pediatrician or your mother in case your child is not doing any of these things. Some kids just they do it a little later, and that's fine. They're going at their own pace. Now, again, I'm not into the medical field and a child development expert. This is just me talking as a mom. And I will tell you, someone did tell me you couldn't spoil your baby for the first 6 months of life. So hold them as much as you can. And so I did. I held both my kids as much as I possibly could. And you probably need to do that too, because you're going to regret it. I know I have some moms that said, I just didn't hold them enough. And look how big they are. Because they do grow really fast. And it's such a good bonding time just to hold them. Even if it's for 5 minutes. Some babies don't want to be held for 5 minutes, but make that 5 minutes about you and your little one. Now, after your little one does start to walk and crawl, beware. You will be on a new fitness plan, the baby fitness plan. You will be running around to keep up with them and keep them safe. Patience is a lesson that babies try to teach us as parents. Yes, they are teaching us because we have to have so much patience as a parent. We haven't had anyone ever depend on us as much as this little human. I mean, literally, they are depending on you for survival. Never fear. If you are sure or not sure about something, excuse me, if you're not sure about something, I can almost swear that you are going to have a grandmother, an aunt, a sister, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, or a stranger in the grocery store who will tell you what you're doing wrong and forget to tell you how wonderful of a parent you have turned out to be. Okay, now all of you grandmothers, aunts, sisters, friends, neighbors, so on, don't get your panties in a wad. I said some of you. I don't mean everyone, but there are people that want to give you advice because they apparently raised a hamster and think that they wrote the book on Parenting 101. But they're just trying to help. And it's nice to listen. And when you walk off, say, okay, whatever, and do what your gut tells you. We are all born with this gut feeling. We just know. Use it. And then if you're really, really not sure about things, call your pediatrician. Go to the library. Look on the internet with something that is legit. Don't just go to a crazy site that says, we can fix your kid. No. Go to a medical site. Actually, if you could go to a library, it'd be great. Can you imagine going to the library and reading in quiet? But you'll have to get a sitter, so make sure you can do that. Toddlers are toddlers. And remind yourself that they've only been on this planet for 2 or 3 years. So they're learning. And look at all they learn in those few years. The first month is really getting adjusted to the baby period. Sleeping, not sleeping. Eating, not eating. Remember, this little one was made by 2. So make sure you're not doing it alone. It takes a lot of effort. So be sure that you let your other better half know, I need some help. I need you to do something. I need a 15-minute break. Try to make time for yourself, mommies, because it is exhausting. When the baby's napping, don't go and do 150 things. Put a load of laundry in. Go sweep the back porch. Just sit down. Take a deep breath and sit down and relax. You will get everything done in time. My mom always used to say, your housework isn't going anywhere. It'll be there for you tomorrow. You need to slow down. Again, we cannot make a perfect life for our little ones, although we can make it a loving life. And that's the important thing. Pace yourself and do things to help alleviate the stress of your family. It will get done. Now, here's my story. And I'm going to tell you, don't let this happen to you. Unfortunately and sadly, when my son was born, my father-in-law passed away 3 weeks after he had been born. He was such a wonderful man. He actually flew down to meet my son. But unfortunately, he did pass. Well, the problem is we lived, or still do, live in Texas. They lived in Illinois. Oh my gosh, first baby. What am I going to do? I can't take this baby up north. I can't do that. So, of course, mom and sister to the rescue. I go with my husband and we go up to Illinois and I leave my baby. We're gone for about 4 days. Although I have to admit it was a little bit of stress. Okay, I'm lying. It was a lot of stress. And a little bit of rest at the same time. When I came back, I let that guilt get to me that I'd left my son for a few days. OMG. I promise I would never do that again. So, for the first year of his life, Mommy did not leave his side. Mommy did anything and everything. Then my mom called and says, "You're going out." "Oh, no, 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 I'm fine. I'm fine. We're fine." "No, you are going out." Now, this is a year. My son's had his birthday, and my husband and I had not gone out or done anything. He'd go to work. I was a stay-at-home mom. He'd come home. I did my wifely duties, and we would just stay home. And I was okay with that. And my mom said, "I will be over and I will babysit, and you cannot make any excuses." So I forcibly went out with my husband. And then finally, we did go out. And guess what? It was fine. My son was fine. My mom loved him. She took great care of him. We were gone for a couple of hours. Where I'm getting at that, where I'm getting with this is, don't let this happen to you. Don't do this to your relationship. Because your husband was there first, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever, they were there before this little one. You can't cast them on the side. Not good for a marriage, because guess what? That little one's going to grow up and leave. And he did. So remember who you were with before that baby came. It's so important to have a good marriage. And it's very hard to leave your baby for the first time, or at least it was for me. For some people it's not, but for me it was. I don't know if it was us having to leave but for a few days, but just remember, love the one you made that sweet bundle with. Parenting is actually such a wonderful experience, excuse me. I know that you probably have heard some horror stories, but I wouldn't have traded being at home and being a mom for anything, all the money in the world, than to be with my children. Now, the only problem is when they hand you this baby right outside of the womb, they don't tell you how quickly they grow up. They don't tell you, "Oh, by the way, there was not a handbook in that womb that came out with the baby. So, here's your baby." It's the best, and you have to make it the best. Now, of course, after my second one came, and it was a girl, because back in the day, they didn't do sonograms. Oh, man, what a surprise. And it was great. I had a set, and my mom said, as you can tell, I listened to my mom a lot. That's why I miss her so much. She said, "You have a set. You should be done." And I was like, "Well, we might want some more." But the more we decided, we were happy with the 2 children we had. They were healthy. They were great. And we were doing okay. Who knows? I probably would have had a house of 6, but then I don't know what I would have done. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So did we struggle financially? Yeah, we did. But by the grace of God, we survived. Learning how to live with these little ones and taking care of our needs, not our wants. It's a full-time job if you make it, if either parent stays home. Now, for you single parents, wow. What can I say? I can't even imagine. You are providing for your child and working. That's amazing. I have friends that have felt really bad about having to go back to work, and they have to put their kids in daycare or find some sort of child care for them. Well, it's okay. Their kids are great. They came out fine. But to juggle working and parenting is like double wow. Single parenting, I can't even imagine. Now, don't forget, you need to ask for help as much as you like. I've got this. I can do this. ask for help. Do not hesitate. Now, if you're a single parent and wait, no one's talking to you because you got pregnant, trust me, they will come around. A baby, who can resist a baby? Some parents, it's hard to accept the fact that you're going to be a single parent, but you're their baby. So it's a little bit of a shock. But trust me, they will come around because they love you. As I always say, you are not alone in anything. There are people out there just like you looking for help to raise a child. And you will find some help, volunteers, friends, cousins, people, your neighbors. Just make sure to check them out before you leave your baby with them. Just a cautious measure that you really want to take because kids are amazing and they are little replicas of us. Face it. My mom always used to say, whatever I did in the past will come back and bite me in the butt. And guess what? It has. Thank God it wasn't that awful. No, just kidding. I had my moments. So love your kids. I mean, what else can you do but love them? Because literally, they will be gone in a matter of time. It's unbelievable how fast the time goes. I've got some granddaughters, and they are growing so fast. I can't even believe how fast. So I'm enjoying every minute of them. I believe that it's very important to be involved in your child's life, but even more so, honestly, when they become teens. It's wonderful when you hear their first words or see them take their first step. But honestly, we need to be more involved when they become teens. This is such a crucial time in our child's life. When they're able to do and make decisions on their own, which they may think are right. Trust, of course, very importantly when you have a teen. You have to trust them. You may not like their friends. You may not like who they're hanging out with. But then think back. Think back of what you were doing at their age. Because when I think back about what I was doing at my age, whoa, my kids are doing nothing. They're doing a cakewalk compared to what I did. That sounds horrible. But our kids, that's what I've always done. When our kids had an issue or something going on, I think back to what I was doing, and I think, wow, they're not doing anything that bad. They're not doing anything horrible. Because I think back and I was like, okay, I probably would not have made the right decision like they are doing right now. So trust your kids, but honestly, you don't want to become their best friends. You want to be their parent where they trust you, they can talk to you. Because that's what I really believe kids are having such a harder time nowadays with bullying, peer pressure, labeling, fitting in. It's crucial. Now, this is my opinion. It is crucial that parents are more involved with their kids as they become older because it is tough out there. I hear stories of things that are going on in schools. You do too. It's in the news. And you're just like, how? Why? It all starts at home. We know this. So be sure to be there for them. And when your teen says, hey, can you talk? Don't say later. Do it then and now. Put down whatever you're doing. The world is going to keep spinning if you stop cleaning and cooking, watching your favorite show, reading a book. Just keep patience. Careful what you say to them, because if they get really upset with you, you may hear the old words of I hate you. Take a deep breath, because that's just the anger. And kids will come back and apologize. They have to think. They have to express that. And they feel that way because if they're so upset with you, but they know that no matter what, you love them. But listen to them. I made the mistake of going back to work full time when my kids, one was in high school, the other in middle school. And later on, my daughter says, Mom, I hated when you went back to work. And I realized that's when she needed me. What was I thinking? It was tough. Kids have it tough enough. So let's try to listen to them. Be patient. Take a deep breath. Remember your tiny little babies, toddlers have only been on this planet for so long, so they don't get everything. You have to teach them right from wrong, and it's up to us to teach them right from wrong because in a blink of an eye, they will be gone, off to college and starting their own life. And guess what? You and your sexy partner, you know, the one that you had that wonderfully heated sex encounter, you know where it all began. You might miss the kids a little bit, but remember him or her too. You too get reacquainted. And like I said, ain't sex great? Well, this is Henry, and I hope you enjoyed my parenting opinions. Until later, go find your blessings.